Well, a very pleasant good evening. Time for Startup Talk from Indian River State College. And, well, he's not the one and only Tom Kindred. It's Tom Kindred Jr.,
yes,
though.
That's right. There are a couple of us floating around.
Yes, your father chewed me out for, he's not the only Tom Kindred. No.
Welcome to another segment and installment of Startup Talk, the show designed to assist and help Treasure and Research Coast residents who want to start, grow, or accelerate their business. And as I always say, what a great place it is to own and operate a business along the beautiful Research and Treasure Coast. We will spend time during our hour together to highlight and create awareness regarding the very powerful and robust business assistance and support programs which exist right here in our community at our very own Indian River State College. I am Tom Kindred Jr., that is correct. Yes, there are a couple of us. And I serve the community as the Regional Director for the Small Business Development Center at Indian River State College. Our show today, as always, is powered by the SBDC at IRSC and the great folks at Express Printing of Port St. Lucie. So good evening, Greg. How are you this evening? Everything
Doing
all right?
well. Yep.
In your world this evening?
Yep. Getting all ready for the basketball camps at IRSC.
Okay.
Yep.
And when do Pioneer Sports crank back up? What's my next sport?
August.
Okay.
Volleyball.
Volleyball.
You bet.
Women's volleyball.
Champions.
That's right. Last year they had a great run last year.
Oh, you bet they did.
Yeah. All right. So now it'll be difficult. It was easy to get the coach on to talk about volleyball. Now we'll have a tough time. They're famous now. You think she'll still come on?
I think she'll still come on.
All right. And that is Coach Sizemore, right?
Yeah. And then Charlie, I'm sure, and Diana on the basketball side. Yeah.
Yep.
All
right.
It's all ready to crank up.
Okay, so looking forward to Pioneer Sports cranking back up again. We've had some great guests. Last week we had Mr. Spike Schulteis, who is a consultant with the SBDC. Spike talked about innovation in agriculture, a very important industry for us along the Research and Treasure Coast, has been for many, many years, the backbone of our economy. And tonight I want to talk about kind of another hidden industry that doesn't get a lot of exposure along the Treasure and Research Coast, but it's the manufacturing industry. And I have had the opportunity the last couple of months to begin to really work very closely with Mr. Joe Gorham and what is called the Fast Track to Manufacturing program, which was part of the Florida Trade Advanced Manufacturing Grant. And I'm telling you, Greg, unbelievable program. Joe came on, but it's been a ways back when Joe came on, brought on a couple of his instructors from this program. But this program really has matured and come a long way, and I can tell you, I can't believe really the opportunity that this program offers young people, folks looking to change careers in our community. So with that, I want to welcome Mr. Joe Gorham of Indian River State College to the program. Welcome to the program.
Hey, Tom. Thanks. Glad to be here.
And along with Joe tonight, we have standout manufacturing instructor, a gentleman who has a great deal of experience and background in the industry, and is one of the lead instructors for this program, Mr. Derek Levelston. Welcome to the show, Derek.
Glad to be here.
Now, we're going to talk a little bit about this program and had a open house last night down at the Chastain campus. We probably had over 20 people in the room looking to become involved in this program.
Awesome.
Paradigm Precision had 2 representatives in the room talking about the need for these folks to get this kind of training, the availability of jobs available in manufacturing. They talked about how the workforce is aging. Folks are looking to retire. And it was even interesting. One of the representatives from Paradigm made the comment last night. She said, we have a lot of folks that are working at Paradigm that would love to retire, but they actually feel bad. They don't want to retire because they wonder who's going to take my place in this position. So really a lot of great opportunity. I want to also, and Joe can help me with this a little bit, but I really want to do a shout out, Joe, to Miss Donna Rivet, to Gail Shore, to Dr. Kevin Cooper, to the Martin County BDB, and to the Vietnam Veterans Association for all collaborating and really bringing this program, to the level it is today, and helping it get off the ground. And now you've got a couple of training series behind you now, but it was really a great collaboration of a lot of folks at Indian River State College and some outside entities too, like the Martin County BDB and the Vietnam Veterans.
Absolutely, Tom. I appreciate the credit, but the truth is it's a team that built this, and it's a team that supports it, and it's just a fantastic opportunity for the local people.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I got a question. If you're still in the service and you're listening to this, can you just contact IRSC and say, I'm going to get out of the service, maybe in 6 months? Can you guys help me? Could that work?
Well, that's one of the reasons we're here, and I think that's going to be for Derek to answer that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, for anybody who's actually getting out of the service, even guys that are prior service, if you're about to get out, we have a transitional program in the military. I was in the military. I'm a veteran myself. So for those guys who might be listening that have either been vets, that are vets out there, guys that are getting out, transitioning, they have a transitioning program out of the military right now. But guess what? We've also got a program here, and it's definitely open to vets. It actually has a part of it for vets. And we've been cluing in with a lot of the veterans organizations, especially for the guys down in Martin County. Those are fantastic guys down there. They are trying their best to get vets involved. So if you're transitioning, I'd definitely get in touch with the college, IRSC, and try your best to get in touch with Gail Shore. She'll be the person to basically give you all the information that you need.
And we're going to talk more about the veterans' involvement in this.
Cool. That's great.
Real quick, we're going to start with our good friend and colleague, Miss Caitlin Ballard. Caitlin, you out there?
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good. Caitlin's going to update us on some upcoming business training events, as we always do here on Startup Talk. Great opportunities for local business people to take advantage of normally what are free, no-charge events, business activities. So, Caitlin, give us kind of a rundown of what's coming up on the calendar.
Well, you guys know that we partner with some great organizations here at the Small Business Development Center. And through those partnerships with Treasure Coast SCORE, the SBA, we're able to offer free business classes throughout the entire Treasure Coast. So upcoming, we have a few good ones, starting with how to start a small business. We have that going on June 8th, which is Wednesday from 5 to 7:30 at the Moorgate Library in Stewart. Also on June 8th, we have Marketing Your Business, and we have that over at Lakewood Park Library in Fort Pierce.
Nice.
June 15th from 5:30 to 7:30, we have another Marketing Your Business class, and that's again going to be at the Moorgate Library down in Stewart.
Excellent.
June 15th again from 10:30 to noon, we have sales training for small businesses. We're going to have that down at the Sebastian Chamber of Commerce. June 20th, we have financial record keeping for your small business from 10 to noon, and that's also at the Sebastian River Chamber of Commerce. And then June 29th from 5:30 to 7:30, we have an excellent business plan workshop at the Hope Sound Library.
Okay. Excellent. And you make a good point too, Caitlin, and I always kind of am remiss, but you make a good point. Our partners in these programs are SCORE, local Service Corps of Retired Executives, who actually do most of the instructing for the courses. And we also work very closely with Mr. Lonnie Kioma, who is with the SBA. So we're work very well and collaborate with the two other local business assistance and resource programs. Is that correct, Caitlin?
That's correct. Absolutely.
Yep. Okay. All right. Well, again, Caitlin, thank you for all of your work and putting those workshops and seminars together. I know that you help the SBA and SCORE coordinate those, market those. Folks can find out more information about all those events at irscbiz.com. And as I tell folks all the time, if you click on that events calendar icon, I promise you, I promise you will be impressed and surprised at all the offerings that are going on through Indian River State College and the SBDC as far as business training courses, workshops, and the like. So, Caitlin, again, thanks for all of your work in putting all those workshops together.
Absolutely. Everybody check out the website. You can register for the classes right through there, or you can check us out on our social media at SBDC at IRSC. You can find the classes there as well.
All right,
so
beautiful.
A lot of great different entities if you're looking for the free business classes.
Okay. All right, Caitlin, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one, guys.
Yep, bye-bye. So again, most important details I always want to remind folks about those training sessions is that the majority of those sessions are provided free, no cost. There's never any cost to attend an SBDC workshop or SCORE workshop, nor is there any cost to engage the SBDC in one of the consultants. And I tell folks all the time, back when I was in business, if I had taken the time to become engaged in and participate in these programs, I'm confident I could have been a better manager, owner, and operator. And
you got to get those Sebastian courses, though, back at Captain Hiram's.
Yeah. Much better.
They're
better
great
atmosphere.
courses. I just never remember.
Take a course at Captain Hiram's and never remember what you learned. That's right. I like that. I always tell folks to the college and its president, Dr. Massey, and the Board of Trustees have done an incredible job of building what I always like to call a very powerful one-stop shop for business assistance and support through what we call the Dan K. Richardson Entrepreneurship Development Institute, which is made up of the Small Business Development Center, the Business Incubation Program, and the Corporate and Community Training Institute.
By the way, Ken Pruitt just posted something on Facebook this morning.
Yeah.
Congrats to Ed Massey and all of you guys.
Now, what'd we do?
Numero uno. Once again, in the
yes.
entire state of Florida, number one ranked two-year school in the state of Florida. Congratulations,
Joe,
guys.
Joe, that must be because of you and I.
That's what it was.
Oh, I love the humility in this room.
Right. I probably didn't have anything to do with that, Joe.
I'm riding on Derek's back.
That's right. That's right. You're riding Derek's coattails. So as always, you can check out what's going on with the business training activities at that irscbiz.com site. And a big thank you to the SBDC and their consultants for the work they do in our community. So with that, I want to reintroduce again Mr. Joe Gorham, who is with the EDI and the CCTI and primarily focuses his efforts on the Fast Track to Manufacturing program. Welcome, Joe, to the show again tonight.
Thank you again.
And along Joe's side tonight, we've got Derek Levelston, and Derek is a lead instructor for the Fast Track program. Welcome, Derek.
Thank you. Here I am.
So let's quickly begin, as we always do. Joe, just give us a little background on yourself and your path to the college and path to the Fast Track program.
Yeah, well, I took on the Florida Trade Grant for the college, and the goal was to develop short-term training to get people careers in manufacturing. We're not talking jobs, we're talking careers. Opportunity to grow, opportunity to raise your family, opportunity to have a true path out in front of you. And I think we've done a good job of that, and we've found some great instructors like Derek, and who's a jewel in the program, and it's just been a wonderful opportunity to create something.
And Joe, you've been around our area. You go back a couple of generations in the Treasure Coast and St. Lucie County, and so what's nice about you is you really see how valuable this program is to the local workforce as we really kind of transition from agriculture to advanced manufacturing.
Absolutely, and Derek will speak to it too. We've got we're targeting entry-level people to come in there, but the age level is
right.
across the board.
Right.
We've got a lot of people changing their careers and their life paths,
That's right.
And
right.
we accommodate them all.
All right. Yep. Good point. And we'll talk about an example that came up last night in the open house. Derek, same question for you. Just a quick background on yourself and your pathway to the college.
As I said before, I'm a veteran, and I actually came to the college to take some classes, and to actually try to change things around for myself after being a veteran. I've been in sales, I've been in manufacturing, I've actually worked for General Motors, I've been in UAW shops, I worked in New York City. I've had a little bit of experience doing a little bit of everything as far as service goes. And also with the veterans background, it gives me a little bit of an eye on what happens around the community. Joe, I met Joe here on campus and got involved with the program, and I was definitely impressed by what the program was doing and what the program could do. And with my instructor's background, I said, hey, that's something that I really like, so let's get involved. And Joe kind of took me under his wing, and here I am. We've probably taught how many classes so far, Joe?
I think we've had 12, 15 classes.
Yeah, so we've got quite a few people out in the local area that are working right now, and this is probably one of the best programs to take a newbie, let's say somebody who's fresh to manufacturing, give them the background, give them a little safety training, because they do get OSHA training, and then with the 4 modules to actually move them into a starting position in manufacturing, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. So, Joe, give us just a quick history and background on the Florida Trade Advanced Grant Program. What was it? Why was it devised in the first place?
The program was 12 colleges involved in a consortium across the state to develop short-term training to get people employed in manufacturing. The reason being, manufacturers are struggling right now to fill their ranks with people who have some skills to produce the products that we do here in America. And the equal side of that was to provide employers with the conduit to find employees. So when you put those two together, it's been a wonderful thing. We've placed over 100 people in local manufacturing jobs here.
So again, the whole premise with the grant program was there was a recognition that in the state of Florida we had a retiring community of folks coming out of manufacturing, going to have to look to replace those folks. So it was really designed and deployed to build like you said, a channel for new hires in the manufacturing industry.
Absolutely. And now we have the opposite issue where Derek struggles because the manufacturers are snatching the people out of his class faster than he can get them done.
Well, and again,
and I like that.
Yeah. So who is? We talked about it. You touched on it just a second ago. But who is the target student for this program? Who's the market for this program?
The market, we're really looking for people who are dedicated, really want to have a good career path in front of them, are interested in applying themselves to the tasks in front of them, and are willing to open their minds and take some training from some of the manufacturers, because the manufacturers typically will pay for the advanced training to get the skill sets they need.
Now, I know, and again, being involved the last couple of months and really kind of being engaged with this program, I mean, we're actually targeting high school graduates, 18-year-old individuals coming out of high school that maybe aren't, prepared to immediately enter college. This is that's part of your target market, is it not?
Very much so. Matter of fact, we just got some new high school students that graduated, 2 days ago, Tom? Was
right.
It?
Well, but last weekend.
Yeah. So we've got some young students coming in there, which the manufacturers are very excited to see. The youth is the long-term goal to get some of these employees in there. And
then part of one of the target markets was actually, like we talked about, veterans. And that's how the Vietnam Veterans Association got involved. Have they not actually given money to help sponsor scholarships basically for veterans in the program?
Yes, they have.
Okay.
And actually, I'll speak to that. They've actually given money, and it's been a substantial amount. I think they gave $10,000.
$10,000. Yeah.
$10,000. So that was the Vietnam Veterans Group of Martin County. And I'd like to, give a shout out to Frank.
Right.
He's a great guy. I like him.
They are so
him.
active.
I love him to
great.
death. I love him to death. And he's really pushing on the veteran side. So we want veterans. We also want those students who aren't looking to go to a four-year program yet. Maybe they just want to take a 2-year program, or they want to take some time off and learn some skills that will actually help them later on in life. And this is a great conduit for that. This is a great program for that.
Right. So talk to me a little bit about an entry-level machinist or entry-level manufacturing technician. What can they expect when they enter this field? What are these folks looking for? What's the skill set?
Well, actually, the biggest thing they're looking for is that open mind and that dedication to the job. They're very willing to take you on and train you and try and identify what your proclivity is towards this particular skill set and give you the training in that direction and help you have a career that intrigues you.
And the Fast Track program, the program that you have designed, that these are basically, like you said, kind of a short burst of training, so to speak. It's a 6-week program.
6 weeks in the day version. We do run a night version, which is a little more extended because some people have full-time jobs in the day. But yeah, same material, and it's the goal is to get you hired. That's the goal, and that's my job.
So 6 weeks, you take them through. I think Derek had mentioned modules. Talk about some of the modules that the students are going to go through in this 6-week program.
Actually, I'll take that because I love the training, and I like that people are really interested in it. We've got, first is the safety module, and they will actually earn an OSHA 10 card from the safety. So we basically give them industrial safety, just the basics. Then we move into production, basic production techniques and processes. From production, we go into maintenance. They learn about bolts, they learn about steel grades, that kind of thing. And then we go from there to quality. We take them all the way from DERF, which is do it right the first time, all the way to Six Sigma. So they get a little bit of the Six Sigma training also. They get to the point where they actually know a fair amount, more than most people that are going to be on the jobs that they're going to be working next to. And that's the odd thing because it leads to a CPT designation, which is a certification through the Manufacturers Skills and Standards Council for the United States. And that council gives this certification out. That certification is good all over the country. It is a national certification. They will earn that if they pass all 4 modules.
All right. So there is, at the end, potentially, you get hired. Worst case, you come out with a certification that can assist you in getting a job all over the country.
Exactly. And it's a credential that you actually take with you. Along with your OSHA card, which is your OSHA 10 card, you actually carry that in your back pocket. And for some manufacturers right now, they will require you to have OSHA training. And if they do not offer the OSHA training themselves, they will ask you, do you have an OSHA card? And that's a good thing because having that plastic OSHA card in your back pocket, that means money. That means that you're first in line in front of all those people who do not have that training. And that's one of the great opportunities that comes out of this program. It's a great program.
It's funny you talk about the manufacturing. Had a friend who just started at McDonnell Douglas. In their jobs page, they have like 20 pages of job openings. It's like, you got to be kidding me. But, and this is all over the country.
Yeah, and what's interesting is I really have, and next week, Greg, I've been kind of promoting next week's show too. We're going to actually have some folks on from Paradigm next week. Really great. Yeah, really great folks and really understand this space. But what I'm really learning in talking to the folks from Paradigm is that there really was a time in this country when we were kind of offshoring manufacturing. We were pushing it off, but the way they talk at Paradigm and from what I'm hearing is that we tried it and we're finding that it didn't always work as well as we thought and hoped it was going to work, I guess. And a lot of manufacturing is now coming back to this country.
Well, it was much cheaper to do, but then they found out that the quality was terrible.
That's right. And I'm sort of learning that. So they really are very passionate and enthusiastic about this whole return of advanced manufacturing to our country. And of course, the only downside is they said now we've got to really get up to speed with the workforce because we're running out of people that have the skill sets to continue to do what they do. So it has really been an eye-opener for me and been very exciting for me to see when people talk so positively about jobs and about the economy, and especially our local economy. Because I think, again, so many folks don't realize how much manufacturing's out there. I mean, Joe, you're part of the local group that's kind of promoting local manufacturing. How much is really out there? Would it surprise most people, you think, Joe?
Tom, I was thinking while you were talking, people are listening to us talk about manufacturing, and a lot of people are going, how much is around here? Yeah. I don't see it. Right. Well, there's so much manufacturing around here that makes amazing things. There's manufacturers here that make parts for the F-22 Raptor. There's manufacturers here that build things that have been left on the moon, actually. This is the manufacturing around here. The aerospace industry is big. The job security is strong. This is a wonderful place to do training for manufacturing careers.
Yep. Okay. With that, we're going to take a quick break. We will be right back to talk more with Derek and Joe about the local opportunities in advanced manufacturing. Stay tuned. This is Startup Talk. Are you looking to build a technical career that offers good pay and growth opportunities? Then register today for Indian River State College's Fast Track to Manufacturing program and earn your way to a rewarding and challenging career. Daytime classes begin July 5th in Martin County. Coursework will include industry measurement and equipment training, basic blueprint reading, and hands-on lab training. Upon completion of the course, students have the opportunity to earn a nationally recognized industry certification. Partnering with local manufacturers, the Fast Track program offers students a direct link to local manufacturers and job opportunities. Start earning more by launching a career in advanced manufacturing through IRSC's Fast Track to Manufacturing program. For more information, contact Gail Shore at 462-7817 or visit irscbiz.com. Full scholarships available for qualified students. Earn more with a career in advanced manufacturing. Call 462-7817 for IRSC's Fast Track to Manufacturing program.
Express Printing in Port St. Lucie is proud to present Startup Talk from Indian River State College. You see Express Printing in its new US 1 location in the Chris Plaza, just south of the Boulevard across from Walmart, is the one-stop shop for entrepreneurs throughout the Treasure Coast. Whether you're starting a business or building one, Express Printing can offer insight on how to separate you from your competition. Let Express Printing help you rebrand your business as well. The backbone of America is its entrepreneurial spirit, shared by Express Printing and Indian River State College. Express Printing in a newer and larger facility to assist entrepreneurs. Express Printing, 878-7975. That's 878-7975. Express Printing. Look for the red sign that says, "We come to you."
And we are back. This is Startup Talk from Indian River State College and the Dan K. Richardson Entrepreneurship Development Institute. I am Tom Kindred. We've got with us tonight Mr. Joe Gorham and Mr. Derek Levelston, who are involved in what is called the Fast Track to Advanced Manufacturing Training Program. Really, really powerful, impressive program that is taking local citizens, putting them through a short course, giving them the skills necessary to take a job in advanced manufacturing. So, Joe, again, just give us the quick overview of this program. I mean, what the purpose of it was simply to help feed the local manufacturers, correct?
Correct. The whole goal of this is to give very short-term specific training to get people employed in manufacturing and to provide manufacturers with a channel to find those employees who are dedicated to the job.
All right. Now, Derek talked earlier about the curriculum. We kind of went through the curriculum. All very interesting stuff. Talk about where do you conduct this program? Now I know you've got two courses coming up. So talk a little bit about the two different courses that are going to be offered over the next 60 days.
Yeah, we do have two courses coming up. We have a August 2nd course coming up on main campus. That's the evening class, and it runs 3 nights a week, and then there's some Saturday hands-on sheet metal fabrication labs involved. And then we have a day course that's run down at Paradigm Training Facility. Indian River has a training facility at Paradigm. They've dedicated a building to us, and we train there. That starts on July the 5th. And there will be companies in these classes looking to recruit straight from the program.
Yeah, talk about that. It's a great point, Joe, that a number of your instructors are actually employees of the local manufacturers, correct?
That's true, Tom. We don't use faculty on this. We use full-time employees from different manufacturers around this area that teach exactly what those manufacturers want you to know when you come to work. And combine that with what Derek gives you in the MSSC training, and you've got a good start on a new career.
Yeah, and so really, at the end of the day, Joe, I mean, so I'm in this class and I'm performing all these skills. I mean, it's almost like a like a 6 weeks interview. I mean,
it is. The entire program is an interview, and part of the reason those employers let me hire their people is to for them to keep an eye open inside that class for who they want to pull.
Right.
That's very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, you know, Derek talked a little earlier. I mean, we were kind of joking before the show started that some local manufacturers have pulled people out of the class prior to even finishing the course. They were in such need. Tell us that story a little bit. You don't have to use names, but they will remain nameless. But you did. Did you not have some people that anxious to get students out of your class?
We had several people that were hired directly out of the course because the manufacturer had an open spot, and they found. And since we basically are doing the pre-employment background and screening, right? It's just excellent for them to just reach over into the class and go, "Hey, Derek, is this person good? Did they come on time? Are they a good participator? Do they ask intelligent questions? Do they seem like they'll be the person?" And I give a nod to them, and guess what? They're gone. They're out of the class. We had 2 people taken out of the class.
That's great.
Before the class even graduated, before the class was even over, 2 weeks before, and they found themselves all of a sudden working full time, with overtime in the second week. Because they tried to come back to the class, they just could not do it because they were working. They were like, "Derek, I'm working and I worked overtime." And said trying to come back to the class is just not it. But guess what? That's what the whole program is about. Getting people jobs with this really specific training.
Guys, what kind of wages can you make as, entry level?
Ballpark is typically around $12 an hour. But remember, these are careers. These aren't just hourly wages.
Exactly.
So these jobs typically have paid vacations, paid holidays, the opportunity to go back for additional schooling and training that the manufacturers will help you pay for.
Continuing ed.
Yes,
really?
Absolutely. And from a manufacturer's standpoint, there's a huge cost savings because through our pre-screening process and through the rigors of the program, these people stick. These people get to a manufacturer and they stick, and that's a huge cost savings to the manufacturer not to have that entry-level turnover.
Yeah, and so, again, Joe, just for those listening that may say, "Hey, I'm kind of interested in this program," you guys do. This isn't just an open door. Everybody can't come in. So are there some requirements up front to get involved in the program?
There's some hoops to jump. There's some tape testing to go on coming in. We do require a background check for you to enter the program. It doesn't necessarily preclude you if you have an issue, but it's something we need to know and talk about.
Right.
And we have a variety of funding sources as well to help people get funded through.
So there is a cost for this program. This is not like an SBDC workshop. There is a cost for this. It's obviously valuable education, but we've got some alternatives to help folks with the cost. Correct?
True. In addition to, we have scholarships provided by the Vietnam Veterans Association of Martin County and the BOCC of Martin County. They've provided some scholarship money. We also get Career Source has been a fantastic partner in the program. Sure. We have Community Services. The St. Lucie County's funded some people through. The Farm Workers Program, they fund some people through. Right. So if you find yourself funded, your only out-of-pocket cost is $24.
Okay. All right. Now you've got you got another orientation. We call it an orientation, kind of an open house where people can really get to talk face to face with the manufacturers. Now you've got another orientation coming up. When and where? It's
the next orientation is June the 9th. That's a Thursday, and it's going to be on main campus in the Y building at 6 o'clock in the evening. It's about an hour and a half.
Next Thursday night.
Thursday night. And we invite the public to come and bring your support group. If you're interested, bring your support group. But I will warn you, last night at the orientation, we had a fellow brought in his girlfriend, and we recruited the girlfriend into the program, so you don't ever know.
Right.
Hey, pal, get out of here, but we're keeping your girlfriend.
And that's a good segue, Joe, into my next question. What's the status of females in this program?
Derek, I think you got a good story on that one, don't you?
The girls actually, or the women, let's put it this way. The women, the young ladies, they have an advantage over the guys. And the advantage is touch, all right? Because a lot of what we do, what the manufacturers want, is a sensitivity. They want a certain sensitivity. And EB Airfoils hired 2 of my graduates out of my first class. And when they hired those graduates, I was like, what are they going to do over at EB Airfoils? And they put them into a program where they tested the girls, right? They tested them for their touch, their sensitivity.
Wow.
And one of the girls actually passed that test, and she was put on to a really specialized kind of welding, and it's called electron beam welding. And EB Airfoils, just to tell you, EB Airfoils' background is that they redo turbine blades for the aircraft industry, right? So Delta Airlines sends them. United Airlines sends them turbine blades. United States military sends them turbine blades. So that's what they do. Just a small company in Stewart. Anyway, the girls, one of the girls became an electron beam welder, and that was like blew our minds completely.
Right.
Blew our minds completely. Women have a definite place in manufacturing. It isn't just an all-male dominated situation anymore. Women are general managers, plant managers, supervisors, leaders, foremen, team leaders. They fill some really, really, really high up positions, and they also really fill those positions on the floor with production. So there's no such thing as it's all guys anymore.
Right. And then last night, because I happened to be at the orientation last night, around the demographics issue, there was a I wouldn't say older, just a little more mature individual stood up and asked the question, what about a 50-year-old guy? Is this program for me? I'm starting, I want to start a new career. So how do you feel about that kind of demographic?
And of course, that's why we have the kind of training that we have. It is a blanket type of training where anyone from 18, I've had guys and girls from 18 years old all the way to 58 years old as part of the curriculum, and going through the curriculum and getting jobs through the curriculum. So there's no such thing, and people are really living a lot longer now. And as long as you can be productive and you've got a great attitude, your age does not matter. Doesn't matter. And
certainly, and I think, from what I heard last night from the manufacturers that spoke, it truly is about we've got to have the folks to replace an aging and retiring workforce that had all the experience. And that's not experience that you just replace overnight. I think, like Joe said, this is a career. So you work your way into these more advanced positions, right?
And that's true, Tom. And specifically, this is an entry-level training that we're talking about, this fast track to manufacturing. But as you heard last night, we're in the process of building for Paradigm Precision a second tier to get them the advanced training to move them into the machining and milling skills.
So I'm assuming, Joe, again, I've had the opportunity now to work very closely for a short while with Paradigm, really understanding who they are and what their needs are, and been very fascinating to learn all that. But I'm assuming you've got other very excited manufacturers about this program. You've got multiple manufacturers kind of watching what you're doing and saying, look, let's go.
Absolutely. We've got manufacturers that, you might be doing anything from building aircraft parts or an aerospace industry. You might be working in the medical industry, building medical equipment, testing equipment, laser components, assembling laser components. We've got a company that makes part of the material for the military for their landmine detection, the hand carry landmine detection stuff. We have right here
in Stewart.
Wow.
We have Cargill here in St. Lucie West. Cargill manufactures sauces and dressings here for the country, for McDonald's, for Taco Bell, for Carrabba's, right here in the country. 700,000 pounds a week they turn out the door down there. So manufacturing is everything you see that you out there that you would buy has been manufactured somewhere.
So obviously the local manufacturers are very excited about this because they see it as an opportunity to get entry-level folks into the door. And then, like you said, Paradigm's, certainly a visionary type of company, so they actually see the opportunity now to build a higher-level program. So they get their entry-level folks, get them in the door, and then those folks, after a short while, are entering another level of a program, and it's taking them up through the through the levels of manufacturing.
Absolutely, and the nice thing about that is the instructors, again, for that series are coming from full-time employees of local manufacturers. So they're getting taught exactly what the manufacturers want them to learn, not just theory, hands-on production.
And you are talking a career because it's not like the jets, if you will, be they passenger or military, are going to go away in the next 50 years. I mean, that is a career.
Right, and that point, I think that exact point was made last night. I think that's what one of the individuals from Paradigm made that point. That look, these jobs aren't going anyplace.
No, Triumph Aerostructures down in Martin County, it used to be Grumman, used to be Vought. Now they're Triumph. They assemble parts for Boeing, and Bobby McCorkle, one of our instructors from there, tells a story in class. He said, "Look, guys, let me tell you about job security. If you order a 737 today, there's a 13-year wait to get that aircraft."
Are you serious?
They're back ordered,
They are back ordered.
Well, and I noticed that they're still flying B-52s that are like maybe 55 years old. Obviously, the jet parts are not that old, but
he goes back like this all the time.
The
Doesn't he?
superstructure.
Yeah.
I'm old. What can I say?
He's not old.
Any hope for a 70-year-old?
They're making parts out there. Bruce May from Paradigm was talking about they've manufactured components for the turbines that are for the F-35 that's to replace the Harrier.
Right. He talked about that last night.
Yeah.
It really is quite shocking when you get somebody like a Bruce up there and then he starts talking about what we're making in our community. Folks really don't, I don't think, really understand. And it would be hard to expect someone to know all that's going on out there, but once you see it, then it's kind of an eye opener around our area.
Well, it's funny. I was just thinking while you were talking about that, Tom. Bruce is a fantastic example. And I know you and Bruce had a conversation, and I'm speaking now because he'll be able to get even with me next week. But Bruce, they dragged him off the tractor into a manufacturing facility, and here he is general manager now of Paradigm Precision. Right. So he worked his way right up through the company.
I got to talk tractors with Bruce. He's from up north, so he knew the tractor industry. And again, I talk real quickly too, because I think it's also important to note that your class, and you touched on this, you touched on the facility down at Paradigm, but the classroom down at Paradigm is a brand spanking new facility dedicated by Paradigm, partnering with Indian River State College to create this training facility. It's totally 100% dedicated to the training program?
Totally dedicated to the training program. And, one of the things about this training program, and I want to jump back into the veteran side and let Derek do a little bit here on that. The veterans come out with such skills but have such difficulty placing those skills into private industry. And that's what this program is really being designed to help with, too. And, Derek, you can speak a little bit to that.
Yeah. With manufacturing, it's just like completing a mission. Most of the guys that come out of the military are mission-based. So they want to have 1, 2, 3. They want to have the situation laid out in front of them, right? That's how they think. And that's basically how I thought, too. I'm still thinking that way. But it's a lot of times they don't know exactly how to take the skills that they learned in the military and then put those skills to work on the production floor. But guess what? You got scheduling, you got time in, you got lotto, you got last out, the first thing in. All these different acronyms that we're used to in the military, they just slide into something else in the production floor. And all the systems are the same, right? Production on time scheduling, the same thing in the military, right? Production on time, we're scheduling. And to have those guys is a plus. A lot of manufacturers are looking for those guys, because they know that they can give them a mission, give them a time parameter, and say that I need this product, and I need this product in a certain way, at a certain quality. And those guys, once you train them, you can hands off and just check them every now and then, and they are right on it, all right? They're right on top of it. So they also have that work ethic, and that's really what they're looking for, that work ethic.
There you hit it right there. Yeah. Work ethic. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, how does a student get involved? How does one start the process of becoming a candidate for this program?
The biggest thing to do is to call myself or Gail Shore at Indian River State College, and we'll have some phone numbers to give out, or look on the IRSC Biz.
Okay.
We've got a link on there where they can put in some information or request. We'll be glad to contact them and come in, We'll do a brief interview, and then we're going to try and see if we can plant them with a funding source somewhere to get them funded into the program. In fact, the day program is also fully funded by VA.
Okay.
So the veterans, they just have, let's put it this way, the bridge from our program to the veterans and then the veterans to the employers, we try to make it as simple as possible, right? And we actually try to spread that simplicity over the whole entire program so that not only veterans and then new people to the program, everybody's got the same chance, but we're really pushing it out there because we know that people are out there and there's veterans out there that don't really know what to do or where to go.
Well, and again, you know, it's kind of interesting because somebody mentioned to me the other day, you know, they talked about, is it only Vietnam veterans, you know, era folks? And of course, we have to start remembering that the Vietnam War took place a long time ago now. I mean, I know time flies when you're having fun, but obviously it's not just for Vietnam veteran, you know, era veterans, because think about all those young people now coming out of the last 2 decades of the Iraqi, you know, situation. So that's really the kind of veterans I think that when we mention veterans, that's who we're looking at.
That's what we're looking for. We're looking for basically guys from Desert Storm all the way up. Right? Guys that came out in the 90s, maybe they're looking to change positions or maybe they're underemployed. A lot of people that come in are underemployed. Which means that they're making just above minimum wage. Right? So to get into an opportunity that within 6 weeks or 8 weeks after they finish and they've looked around a little bit, that's something we really haven't mentioned either. Most of the people will get a job. We place 60% to 65% of all the people that come out of the program. We place them within 90 days after they leave the program. They have a job. Now, I don't know of any other program around here that has that kind of placement rate. And that's because of Joe. That's because of Gail. That's because of the college and the background and all those people working together. And then the manufacturers coming in to actually tailor some of our training. The manufacturers tell us exactly what they want to have trained. And guess what? That's exactly how we tailor the training and we get it done for them. So we've got a great placement for the people that come out of the program.
Now I realize too, because of facilities and equipment and the type of training this is, classes are limited in size. So we don't have an unlimited number of seats, right?
That's true. Classes are limited in size. We've got room for 14 people only in the full class. We do have some additional people that come from the manufacturers themselves, and it's because of the accommodations in the lab, the sheet metal fabrication. But an interesting thing on that is the companies are now sending their existing employees to this entry-level class too to catch up.
I was just going to ask you if they do that.
They sure do. They sure do.
That's great.
And they bring great things to the classroom. Derek will tell you the discussion opens up then.
Because the incumbents, which are the people who already work for the company, they tell you about how the processes within the company work, so that the people within the class who don't have as much experience as they do or no experience at all can kind of see manufacturing and production through their eyes, which is a good thing. It gives them a heads up as to what's going in. And also it gives them a little bit more of an impetus to know exactly what they want to do, how they want to do it, or where they want to work, that kind of thing. It's a great reward to have incumbents actually in the class, people who work for the company.
It also sends them back, the incumbents go back to their bosses and say, hey, there's a couple guys in class we want to pick up.
Well, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, recruit them. Yeah.
So again, Joe, let's quickly, before we run out of time, let's quickly recap. Now, what's coming up? You've got a July 5th day class in Martin County.
Absolutely. That's the boot camp version. It's intense. It's 6 weeks long. And
what are the hours on the class?
The hours actually vary. Most of the classes are from 8:30 in the morning till 1:30 in the afternoon.
Okay.
A couple of the classes are in the evening because, again, those are full-time employees who are the instructors. So we've got to work around their work schedule.
Okay.
And then the night version starts August 2nd. And that's on main campus.
That's here in Fort Pierce.
Here in Fort Pierce. And that's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night.
Okay.
For 13 weeks.
Okay.
Same material, just a different
format. And again, you've only got a max of about 28, 30 folks that can get in these two classes. So if you are at all interested in new career, changing career, getting a career in manufacturing, high paying, great jobs, then you need to move quickly.
You do. You do. You need to come see us. We need to get you starting in to see if we can get you some funding lined up.
Okay.
And let's get your seat reserved in this program.
Okay, excellent. And then you've got another informational session next Thursday night, main campus, 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock in the Y building.
In the Brown Center, and you just never know who may be in the Brown Center that night. Maybe you see Greg and I there. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. All right, listen, you guys, again, a great shout out to Donna and Kevin Cooper and Dr. Massey and the college and the Martin County BDB, all the folks in the Vietnam Veterans Association, all the folks that have really made this program possible. It is an extremely powerful program that I would encourage young people to look at. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to a new class.
Yes. Well, thank you. And thanks, Derek, and thank Joe for coming out tonight. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your evening to come talk to us.
Derek, your former instructor, because we're not going to let him leave the radio station.
No, he's got a great radio voice. He's got that
what
voice.
a voice.
Yeah. Welcome. I'm Derek Levelston. See, Derek, maybe after you teach, after a class, you could come in and work the 1 o'clock,
Part-time.
1 a.m. to
1
6
a.m.
Yeah, 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. shift. The overnight shift.
This is CNN.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Just say one as we close. Derek, say this is Fast Track to Manufacturing.
This is Fast Track to Manufacturing.
There you go.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Derek. And I want to remind everyone that all the business assistance and resource programs discussed tonight are available through the Dan K. Richardson Entrepreneurship Development Institute, engaged at every stage of enterprise. And for more information on the EDI, its programs, and the program we talked about tonight, check out that www.irscbiz.com site. As always, thank you, Greg. Thank our partners here at WPSL, WSTU, and WPSL TV. And with that, we'll talk to you next Thursday evening. This is Startup Talk.
Startup Talk, a service of Port St. Lucie broadcasters on WPSL, Port St. Lucie, and WSTU, Stuart, Florida.